Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to City Skylines, and welcome back to the City of Hope. And if you are new, welcome to Lead DG. If you like what you see today, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment, anything really. It's all much appreciated. And today we are, as the title suggested at the start, moving our industry area. Now, that has been a little problematic in the fact of where it was. It was small, it was functional, it was doing really well, but it was getting rather clogged up where it was, and I thought, instead of fighting on, let's just open a new bit of ground and get it all shifted and get it into somewhere better, more accessible for the highway and everything, which is, you know, better, because my traffic flow runs at about 88 to 90%. I don't use Traffic Manager or anything like that, but I will be at some point, because I do have two trumpet intersections that are back to back, and obviously I want them to work effectively. I don't want them getting clogged up and whatnot. So as you can see, I did do a little bit that was offline. I just wanted to get it started more than anything else and find a way. My original plan was just to put a big straight road right through the middle, connecting over the highway, and then I thought, well, no, it's not gonna work properly, so I built these two roundabouts, because obviously I love building roundabouts. I don't know why, I just do, and I believe they work really well. I know some people and ahh about them, but yeah, I mean, it's each to their own, and that's what I love about this game. So obviously I lay them in and I get them all connected up, and as you can see, it connects up to an intersection which I found on a Facebook group, and it's absolutely beautiful. I wanted to recreate it straight away, so I did that. As you can see on the screen now, it came out looking fantastic. I tweaked it a little bit, but it works, and it works really well, and I just really liked it. So as you can see, I'm going to start deleting these roads off either side, because obviously I need 4 roads connecting off. Now I start looking at it and I'm starting to think, right, I want them coming off, but I wanted them to be one-ways, but we don't do one-way industry apart from on the small road. There's no bigger roads for the one-way industry. So I do change them out to make them two-way, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm happy with it or not, if that makes sense. There's a better shot of the intersection. Honestly, it works really well. It gets a little bit busy in a certain section, which I need to have a look at, but I do need more access roads built off. I'll maybe have to do that with the sunken highway that I've built, just put more on-off sections just for the guys, so they can get on and off quickly and they're not having to fight with each other. Hopefully it'll work. We'll see down the line, I suppose, won't we? So this is where I start having a look at building some slip roads to come off. The city is lagging behind, and I don't know why. I keep on looking at it, and since I've come on to PC, everything has like changed on how I work, and you look at things a lot. I feel like I'm looking at a lot more detail in how I want to lay stuff out. I think it's because I've got obviously the access to like Movie and all these wonderful mods and assets that people have created. It's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. I've said it in the past and I've said it again. So yeah, I mean, I get this bit connected on, I'm like, right, okay, so I've got it there and it's going down, and now obviously I need to get it so it can come off. And I know I only end up building two, but I need to get another two. But obviously they need somewhere to go as well. It doesn't help that the sunken highway, doesn't actually connect up yet back into the city. Just because I haven't figured out what I want to do, and then I'm looking at that bit there, and I'm like, yeah. So where's my tunnel? What's happened there? Why haven't I got a tunnel? Okay, so let's delete it and put it back in, and then I figured out that I need to build a bit less of a death trap drop onto the highway, which it ends up going in pretty much like a 90-degree drop. And the guys don't really need that now, do they? Yeah, so regarding the key wall, actually, I got a message the other day from someone that has been watching my tutorial from when I built it on the PS4, saying that it wasn't working for them anymore on how you used to, how I done it was lay the road, fill the water, and then obviously put the key wall in. Yeah, if that's the case for other people, obviously there is other means and ways. I just found that way worked, but if it's not working, then obviously make your hole and then fill it, and then put your key wall in, and then lay your road after. Yeah, I don't know if things have changed. Obviously, I know I'm lucky in the sense now that I can just put my key wall straight in with key wall and a key, but yeah, that's what I would have been doing. I would have been just flooding this whole area and then putting the key wall back in irregardless. And bish bosh bash, the job's a good one, isn't it, really, when you think about it. So yeah, obviously on here now I'm just doing a little bit of terraforming, just making the ground look a little bit better, getting the key walls to the ground and just moving them, jigging them about. Do they work at the moment? Yes. Can they be a bit more prettier? Yes. But obviously we'll figure that out when we get to it. So now I'm figuring out what I want to do with my roads and how I want them to lay. Obviously they are just going to be horizontal and vertical. There's not going to be anything fancy. It is more going to be on a grid style, and then I start looking at some pathing and placing down some paths. But as you can see, selecting the roads, it was a nightmare because I really wanted the medium roads to be one ways, and because it doesn't allow you to do that, it did miff me off a little. But I know there is probably roads on the workshop that you can do that with, and I more than likely will end up having a look and changing it, because I do think this area is going to get quite full, especially when I put in the cargo train lines and stuff like that. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just laying out some road, figuring out how I want it to lie and whatnot, and now I start getting onto the pathing. And yeah, paths, I love laying paths. At first I start thinking, yeah, I'll lay them to the ground, and then a light bulb goes off in my head. What about trying to keep people from using the walkways? Because obviously I'm not using traffic manager, and people using the walkways slows the traffic down, as we all know. So now I have an ingenious idea of, let's just do the path above everywhere, and it does end up looking fantastic. It really does. I have seen quite a number of different things that people have done regarding paths, and there's been some fantastic stuff created with pathy when people are using like glass covered paths and stuff like that people have created. I mean, honestly, I can't big up the guys on the workshop enough. What you guys have built and created, and the stuff for this game, honestly, blows my mind. It really does, and you should get a lot more credit than what you do. Here we are looking at Move It again. Absolutely fantastic. You can budget right up to the edge of the road, so you don't have that little bit of like concrete laying there that you get from time to time that looks a bit garbage. And yeah, obviously how I'm laying the path is in between where the grids are, if you can make it out. Obviously most buildings work on, they only go 4 high and stuff like that, so if you can find you've got a little nice one width gap, or path gap as I like to call it, it works a treat, it really does, and you can get it all in and make it look tickety-boo, as I like to say. And we all want to create, you know, different stuff each time we play on this game. I have noticed, you know, people tend to try and give up a bit early on this game, and with certain other games that are quite challenging like this, don't get me wrong, you know, I quite often get a creative block. It is difficult, and I mean, when you follow so many different groups on Facebook or whatnot, and you see what other people have created, it honestly, it does blow my mind what some people have created, and it amazes me, and that pushes me to want to do better. And I think that's why it takes me so long at times to get content out for this game, because I wish I could just keep the flow going. But yeah, I mean, I just want to try and better myself all the time, and sometimes it doesn't work. I know that better than anyone. But you know, we are where we are. So at this section here, guys, you can see I'm creating a path inside the roundabout. Obviously I give them the crossway, and then I just use obviously the curvy tool to create it, and then I put curves coming out onto the path and the road for this for like them to all match up really. I do think it come out looking really well actually. I was quite surprised. I thought it was going to be an absolute pain, because the last couple of times I've tried doing paths on curves, and I don't know why, they just seem harder than how it is on the road. I don't know why that is. It is what it is, I suppose. And I liked obviously the fact that I can get the path to join how it joined off the roundabout path, I suppose. Yeah, might as well call it that. I mean, I've got a roundabout everywhere else. Yeah, so obviously I'm just connecting it back up. Just a quick one, guys. Obviously, I would love yous to have an input as well. What yous would like to see. If there's anything that I've built that yous would like to take a closer look at, or change, or adapt, you know, tell me you can make this better or whatever. I'm all for that, because obviously, like I say, it is all about bettering yourself, and that's what I want to do. Obviously I don't like going mental with mods and assets. That I've got a few on, but I only tend to use a couple of them, you know, mainly move it and stuff like that. I try to keep it as vanilla as possible, and that's more for the fact that I like the vanilla game, you know, but I have seen a lot of people do like British stuff and download all the different types of skins for wagons and stuff like that. You know, I do love that idea of being able to do that at some point, but at this point in time, because this is still all relatively new to me, being on PC and using Steam and using assets and using mods and all that kind of jazz, as you can see here, just fighting around with a little bit of path for, yeah, what must have been 2 minutes just wasted just for it to sit like that. But I think I'll come back and change it at some point, and I change all the outside road as well, because obviously it's just all basic 2-lane industrial road, and yeah, it does need to be the bigger road. I think this is where I'm going to be doing it now. Yeah, that's it now. So yeah, I'm changing it all now, and then I'm realising it's deleting all a bit of the path, and then making a couple of bits of it go mental because it doesn't like how it connects, which is understandable. Because when you've got curves and stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't like it, so it'll mess it up, and then you've got to delete it, like that bit there. And it's like, oh no, what do we do now? So yeah, you just connect it back up and do it all again. Bish bash bosh, job's a good one. And yeah, there as well. Oh, move it. Honestly, I wish you could give that tool to the guys on consoles. I really do. Hopefully when the next generation of consoles come out, they'll maybe allow some sort of mods like this. I know they possibly will on Xbox because of Microsoft and stuff like that, but obviously Sony being Sony, who knows? You never know. They maybe have a change of heart. Or not, may the case be. Yeah, that's a different rant for a different day. Yeah, so please guys, please leave your comments. I do fully appreciate them. It does help connect with the community and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes I'm not fully engaging with the community. My home life tends to take more priority, and I know it does for a lot of people, but I just tend to forget to go back on it and have a look and see how everybody's doing and leave comments and stuff like that, because a lot of people need the help, just like I need the help from time to time. And there we have it. That's it all built up. That all pathway system is done. Now it's connecting the road. I was going to go over the roundabout, and then I thought, no, let's not go over the roundabout. And then I put it straight through to there, and then I thought, well, what's that going to do? There's nothing going to be there apart from the cargo, which is going to be getting set up at some point. Well, it'll probably be on the next episode, I would imagine. And then I thought, right, so we've got the loop, put it underground, goes right round and connects back up, and it works. So yes, this is where I deleted, so I get rid of the full section, and now I'm deciding on whether to make them adjoining of the district themselves, or just make two completely new separate districts, which I end up doing, because it just seemed a lot easier, and they work hand in hand anyhow, don't they? So it's not as if it's a big deal or anything. Yeah, and here's me getting confused about which bit to use, because I normally, yeah, I tend to get confused quite easy. Yeah, it's easy to get confused. So yes, oh god, my train of thought at times, Jesus. So obviously I'm learning industries. Need to select what type I wanted, and having a look through the policies, see if there was anything that stood out that I felt was really needed for these, and I didn't think there was, in all fairness. I mean, I can't stick heavy traffic ban on it because obviously there needs to be heavy traffic, or we'll have less goods getting to people than what we do already. So I set it up as eco, self-sufficient and stuff like that, and I start dotting it down, but I don't go mental in how much stuff I want in. I give a generous amount, but not where it's crazy and full. I want it to work, but I want it to work nice, if that makes sense. And I put these last couple of spots in, and then I start putting in some on the other side, and then start looking into putting some commercial in there for them. I don't think I added offices. I'm not 100% sure at this very point in time, because obviously I'm watching this just like you are, and I can't remember what I've done, in all fairness. Half the time I just do stuff and it's a bloody blur. Yeah. And that, honestly, that is the truth. I had another lot of road in because I realised there maybe wasn't quite enough for those guys over on the farming side. Obviously I started adding some water in, because everywhere needs water. And obviously, remember guys, you don't have to be all finicky with your water. I know some people really like to do that. I don't. As long as it's got a 440 dollar spacing, which gets you the perfect amount of coverage, just covers it nice. It works a treat, and I mean, yeah, water's water. Electricity. Now, I am going to be moving all my electricity over here, but I didn't want to move it all just yet. I wanted to get it all built up, and I thought, yeah, I'll do a quick little time lapse of it building up, thinking, yeah, fantastic, awesome, this is going to look brilliant. And then the other side isn't actually building up because it's quite a slow build. Yeah, it just gradually grows, and then it's like, oh, so I was going to show a lovely thing, but you can get a mod where everything's just constantly in demand, but I don't want to add that in yet. I just don't think it's quite ready for it. So here you can see us dropping in some commercial for the guys, because obviously they're going to need it. And then I start looking into getting some, the electricity. I just start dropping lines in just for ease more than anything else. It's just simpler to get them in, let them connect, and then I can just delete them after. Makes miles more sense than just creating more work. They are easy and cheap and reliable, and yeah, they do the job. That's what we want to see. You can see on the screen money is fluctuating up and down. I went from being like 14 to 15,000 plus, and then after I'd done all my destroys and everything else, it started to go down really quick. But my happiness of people went up, which is always a bonus. Dropping in bus lines, I do go from the bus station terminal there, which is going to have to get moved shortly as well, I think, just for the simple fact that it's quite a busy bus terminal. It does get really busy. So I've got one on the outside ring that goes obviously left to right and right to left, in and out. And then I put one in and realised that I hadn't done my on-off sections on my roundabout. I hadn't turned them around. And I'm like, well, why won't you go here? And then finally, I figured that part out, because, well, I'm an idiot. And then we go straight across, and then I notice you can see where I'm fighting with it there, where it goes off the roundabout. And then, that honestly, that was a pain. I hated that it does that, and I think it does it for everybody. So I upgraded it till a highway roundabout, 2-lane highway, and then connected on, and then it worked like a treat, which surprised me again even more. I don't know how it's quicker. Yeah, it is what it is, I suppose, right? It is what it is. Yeah, so bus terminals, I do like laying them, especially when you've got a bus depot and stuff like that. It works a treat. And they are just simple ones that just get you to work, get you back from work. And then when we start playing it a bit further down the line, you'll see in a couple of seconds, I would imagine. Oh no, I think I've done it offline. Yeah, I had at one point 20 odd buses for each of the lines that I connected. So there was like 80 odd buses coming in. There you can see is there, and I'm looking, I'm like, whoa, what's all them buses for? And it's like, oh shit. So I went and changed them, because that was just like, yeah, no, not happening. It's gone down to 25%. You can have the minimal that is, because I am not having thousands and thousands of buses just driving around my city, because I still need to add in metro, which I haven't done anything with yet, which I do enjoy doing. I have a little how to put it, a little way that I like to do it. It's slightly different than what I've seen other people do it, and it works a treat. It does get really, really busy. But I mean the biggest I've had on my metro is something like 25,000 people using it, so it can be effective if it works correctly. But that was on PS4 and this is on PC, so it's totally different. Well, not massively totally different, it just, the mechanics are slightly a bit more advanced than what they are. This is where we can see I start having some slight junction issues. Yeah, and it sucked really, it really did, guys. and it's a fight, but it does get to a place where it's slightly better. I do need to sort out the junction that's coming off into the industrial area, off the roundabout, off that top one there. It does get really busy. Yeah, I end up figuring it out, but I know, once again, I'm going to say, and I'll say it 1,000 times, it can be better, and that's what this is all about. Right guys, we are coming up to the end of the episode, so if you have stuck around, thank you very much. It is all massively appreciated, and I do not take it lightly at all, so I thank you, and I thank you again. We have just hit 50 subscribers, which I'm massively chuffed about, so I'd like to thank you all for that. Here we go, we've made decorating again, plopping in a load of trees. Yes, so if you have liked what you saw today, please subscribe to the channel. It's massively appreciated. Please give us a thumbs up. Please give us a subscribe if you would like. I mean, it all helps. It's all brilliant. And yeah, guys, I can't thank you enough. I really can't. I'm up to 50, and I'm chuffed to bits. I really am. I know I sound like I'm as dull as dishwater, but I am thoroughly chuffed to bits. And I can't thank you all enough, I really can't. Yeah, them trees that are planted there, yeah, they're too big, so they have to go. And I replaced them with what I think are cherry blossoms. I'm not 100% sure if they are or aren't cherry blossoms. I think they are. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And that's it for this episode, guys, really, more than anything else. We've got our industry built and whatnot. I would just like to say thank you all so much for the 50 subscribers. It's absolutely much appreciated. And I shall catch you in the next one, guys. Ta-ta for now.